Hi guys, I'm back today with a video on a brand that I like very much, and I was extremely excited. What's up with the hands? I don't know what's been up with the hands recently. I talk with my hands normally, but they're like really like... In any case, I am back with a video on a palette and a few other items that I'm really excited to share with you guys. The brand that I'm talking about is Care Beauty, and the palette that I'm talking about is Goddess Neem or Nem. I'm not sure, but I would say Neem. Nem, I don't know. This is what the actual outside looks like. It is really shiny, so it's gonna like jack with my lighting. I'm so sorry. The back looks like this. It kind of gives you a layout of all the colors. And then the palette itself, which I've already gotten dirty because that's kind of how I roll, looks like this. The inside... I feel like this lighting is terrible for showing you guys what this one looks like because it is more diverse than it is looking. There's a lot of like brown undertone grays, green undertone grays, and gray undertone grays, and blue undertone grays. So there are actually a lot of variances to them, but they look pretty similar in this lighting. And I will say this, there are a few colors that are extremely similar. There's probably shades they could have done without, in my opinion. I definitely think they could have made this like a 20 pan palette or like a 24 pan palette. This palette is $26.99. It does have one pressed glitter, which of course I won't be using because I can't use them. The rest are shimmers, mattes, and kind of satins. They're really beautiful. I use pretty much the upper half of this palette with the exception of this shade down here. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't like blue tone grays. I am not into them. I don't like them. When I was in high school, I used to be in swing choir, and one year we had to use like this gray tone palette, and they were all blue tone grays, and it looked terrible, and I did not like the way it looked. And of course, it's stage makeup, so you have to go heavy anyway. And so I think ever since then, I've just been really like, no thanks to those kind of shades. But I was interested in checking out this palette also because it did kind of remind me of the JSC cremated palette. If you guys would like me to do comparison swatches to that, let me know. I'm happy to do that for you guys. I do think that if you wanted to save the money or not support that brand, this is definitely a palette to pick up to kind of compensate for that. The other palette that sort of gives me vibes of, not 100%, but in a way, is also the Natasha Denona Glam palette. So I think this is really nice. I like the look that I was able to achieve with it. I used more of like the green tones and the brown tone grays. And I do like this look a lot. Like, my husband was digging it. I'm kind of feeling it. And I wish it wasn't like midnight. And then I had somewhere to wear this look because I really enjoy it. So there is this. And then also today, I got to use their brushes. And this is the Dreamscape set. So this is like the box or whatever that it came in. This is $14.99. You get these 5 brushes. First off, I love the ombre look of them. I just love ombre in general. Like, probably come a time where I don't. But right now, I'm just not ready to be done with it. But this, to me, I was like, they're super cute. So let's talk about each of the brushes. Okay, so I'm going to just tell you guys right now, this is not my favorite set of brushes, truthfully, but I do really like them for different things. So this one right here is, of course, like a big blending brush, and I think it's really good if you aren't trying to be really precise. So if you're trying to be precise, this is obviously not the right choice just because it is so because it is so puffy. It covers a lot of areas, so you won't be able to get it. You get a really good wash of color, so this is great for that. And then this little guy right here is really good for not exactly precise color, but more precise. This is what I use to hit the middle of my crease and then kind of spreading it out and even kind of working out into the outer area. So this was nice for that. I do think also it might be okay. I'm not going to say 100%, but I think I could use it for packing a little bit in the outer, but I didn't, but I think I could. And then this one is actually what I use for packing in my outer V. Now, it's not ideal. It's not the perfect shape for it, but actually I didn't like it as much on this eye, but then I really liked it on this eye for my outer V. So maybe it's just something I need to get a little bit more used to because I'm used to a different shape. That, or maybe if I rough it up a little bit more and spread it out, it may be more suited to like my taste personally. And then I did like it for getting color underneath. I thought that was really nice. Then this one right here is normally what I would consider kind of a pencil brush, but it's almost a little too big to be a pencil brush. So I actually used it to hit my very outer V and just add my deepest color. And that seemed to work pretty well, actually. So not quite what I was going to use it for, but I'm not mad at it. Then this guy right here, if you're going to try and use it for packing color on the lid, I don't like it. I don't think it works well for that. What I think it is wonderful for, I keep stabbing myself on my tape roll thing, so I'm going to send it to the depths of hell to stop attacking me. But what I think it's great for is this upper eyebrow highlight area. It really did a great job. It's very stiff, So also I think you could use this if you were going to cut the crease to do that, because it is very firm. So this set in all for 15 bucks for 5 of these brushes is a really good deal in my opinion. So there's that. Also, just so you guys know, yes, I am affiliated with Carrot Beauty. My code is Jaclyntriesit. You are welcome to use it to save some money on these brushes, these palettes, whatever you might want to do. However, if you are not comfortable using codes, just ignore that I said that. But it does help you and it does help me, so how you doing? The next thing I got to try today, I actually liked a lot. I was surprised by how much I liked it. Like, I knew I liked their liquid lipsticks before, but I am a fan of their glosses. I am really shocked. So this is the Born to Be Natural lip set, and you get 6 lips with it. I'm gonna try and find them all right now. You get 6 lips with it. It does show them on the back, and I have, oh, it's about to be an avalanche up in here. Like, no BS. Oh my gosh. Save me. On the back, it shows the colors that come in it, but I feel like it almost makes them look more pink tone than they actually are. Ooh, girl, I am really into this. So right now, just so you know, I'm wearing Wifey as my bottom color, and then I am wearing, I think it's called 90s Girl, yeah, as my lip gloss, and I am feeling that combo. I personally feel like you'll be able to mix both sets of these together, no matter what skin tone you are, and you're gonna find something that's gonna be nice. Maybe if you're like very, very deep skin toned, this may be a little bit light for a nude shade for you, but I still think it might be worth checking out. I definitely think that the set is nice. For instance, this deep lip gloss, oh, it is so gorgeous. Wait until you guys see the lip swatches. I think they've done a really good job. The thing is, there might be a scent, but it's not like an intentional scent, I think they have coconut oil added, so I notice a small scent of that, but there's no added fragrance I've seen in the ingredient list itself. So the mattes actually remind me a lot of JSC mattes. They dry down pretty well, but they kind of still have like a soft feel to them, if that makes sense, and I really like them. I think that the colors are beautiful. Definitely check out the swatches. And then for the lip glosses, they kind of actually remind me of the JSC glosses yet again. They don't have that same smell, but the texture is very, very similar. So if you like those products from JSC, I definitely think that this again is yet another comparable thing you can use to replace that if you do not want to support that brand anymore. So I'm just putting that out there. These are really good, and for $14.99 yet again, you get 6 shades, and I think that is a heck of a deal. Then I use these, which I have used on my channel before, but I'm just going to show you guys again briefly. So this right here is the Bronze Goddess, and it is so nice. I use it as a mix of like both bronzer and blush, because personally to me some of these get kind of rosy and I like to just mix it up and throw it everywhere. I never use anything specifically for what it's labeled for. That's just kind of what I do, but you can use them however you want. And then I did also use the Lighting Hour one, and I used this shade right here, and actually I'll show you which one I used in this too. And then I used this guy right here. So I kind of put that on the top as my highlight blush topper, and I used the other shade as my blush. So I really like these. I think they're actually extremely good. They're both $14.99 each as well. So like everything is $14.99. $14.99! Gotta say, for the quality, the price is just insane. I'm kind of just shocked by everything. I would say my least favorite thing out of everything I've shown you right now are the brushes, but I still like the brushes. Are they my favorite brushes? No. But for the price, I think they're pretty darn good. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and swatch this for you. I may swatch the lipsticks as well, but I don't know, because I actually had a really bad allergic reaction just recently. So I'm kind of leery to swatch anything on my arm right now, especially that isn't just an eyeshadow. But I did do lip swatches of them for you guys, and I will include those as well. If you want to see this eye look, keep watching. And at the very end, I'll come back and give you guys my final thoughts. Okay, we're trying out a different lighting. I don't know how this is going to work or if I'm going to like it. We shall see. The very first shade in this palette is called Fortune. And it's a topper formula. It is really pretty. It is a topper formulation. It is very pretty, but it definitely is something you add to the top rather than it being an outright. No. This is a topper shade, which is why it is so dispersed, but it is very pretty. The next shade is called Divine. And I'm not going to do super long swatches because I have 30 of them to get on this arm. I didn't say this, but this is like a kind of white to silver kind of sparkle, and this is just like a slightly less than white shade. The next shade is called Deception. And that's kind of like a beigey gray toned white shade. I don't think you're able to see the differentiation so much right now, but I will take pictures. Called Zeus. And that's a really nice buckskin brown shade. Next shade is called Lover. And that's a beautiful kind of goldish silver toned brown shade. It is stunning. I've got like a ton left over on my finger too. The next shade is called Hubris. And it's actually a brown toned gray shade. It is really cool. Next shade is called Remorseless. And this is actually more white to me than this one is. But do you necessarily need both in one palette? Probably not. The next shade is called Your Reflection. And let me just say, yes, it is kind of similar to this, but it has a deeper brown base. It is actually almost like a steely brown base. It is so pretty. The next shade is called Inescapable. And that's kind of a greenish toned gray shade. It is really pretty. Sumi, and I'm not going to go crazy on it because I don't want to irritate my arm. But this looks to be a pretty good quality glitter for as much as I can tell. I hardly touched it at all, and that's gorgeous. So in the camera, you guys are seeing kind of like a lot more than I am. This is almost like a burgundy with some blue and green and gold and white and silver. It is really pretty. So if I could use it, oh, I would. Next shade is called Vengeance. I did not start far enough over. I may be in trouble here. And this is actually kind of a satin gray shade. It's very interesting. The next shade is called Admirer. And that's another kind of brownish, greenish undertone gray shade, but much deeper. It is gorgeous. The next shade is called Ancient. Now, that to me is almost more gray tone than this and this for the whites. But still, do you need all three? Maybe not. But it does definitely have a different undertone than this and this. This almost looks like it has a pink undertone, pinkish bluish. This is almost like a more true white, and this is gray undertoned. Shade is called Dagger. And that's kind of like a true gray with a slight hint of blue to it. Fall for You. And that's a purple undertone gray shade. It is called Beauty. And that is a really beautiful slate silver shade. It is really stunning. Wow, that is very shiny. Next shade is called Lure Me In. And that's kind of like a purpley brown undertone gray shade. Shade is called Power Trip. And that's kind of an undertone gray. The next shade is called Helen. And that is maybe slightly more blue to true undertoned gray. Still different than this one right here. It is similar to this, but it's not satin. The next shade is called Narcissus. And that's definitely a blue undertoned gray shade called Temptation. Now that's more of a topper formulation, but it is less than this, is more glittery. This is gorgeous. This is like a blue toned slate gray shade. It is stunning. Woohoo! The next shade is called Sanctuary. And I grabbed way too. And the toned gray shade. It looks gorgeous. This is called Only Fair. And it is like the metallic version of this. So this layered over this would be awesome. Maybe with a little pop of this right over the center. Boom shakalaka. Next shade is called One Look. And that's kind of similar to this, but it is slightly more brown undertone than this one right here. The shade is called Goddess. And that's almost like a brown, gray, slightly green undertone metallic. It is stunning. It is beautiful. Next shade is called Revenge.
It's not just any revenge. It's like the revenge of somebody. This very night it happens.
Oh my lord. I haven't even been able to eat cheesecake for years, so I know it wasn't me. I didn't eat the cheesecake. I might have eaten his cookies, but it definitely wasn't the cheesecake. I might have been the cookie monster at one point.
So many cookies.
All the cookies. So this is just a really nice true gray tone. If anything, it might have a slight bit of green to it. The next shade is called Mythology. And that's kind of like another blue-toned gray shade. This one, I think we could have done without that one. Although this is more purple, this is more brown, and this is more blue. There you have it. This is the shade Good Fortune. And this is also kind of like a topper formula, and I'm having a hard time like trying to get around my wrist there. But it is a really nice kind of blue-toned slate gray, but deeper than the other one. The next shade is called Justice. Which I'm kind of picking up the shade that's above it, so let's just ignore. And that's kind of a blue-toned blackish gray. The last shade in the palette is called Night Falls. I'm sorry, I am pulling down the shades above it, so it's not its fault, it's just me. And that's just like a really nice gray-black. That swatch could be better, but I'm having a hard time reaching down my wrist like that. But this is the whole Goddess Neem, or Goddess, this is the whole Goddess Neem palette. This is the whole Goddess Nem palette. And if you guys don't mind letting me know, put down below if you prefer this format of the actual lighting or if you like the other one better. I am going to try and get a little closer to show you in different lighting. Okay, first things first, let's talk about the palette. So, as you guys already know, it is $26.99. This is what the outside looks like as I flip them around because I've got them all upside down and inside out. Anyway, you guys missed it. I did a whole Ricky Martin thing and I cut it from here because nobody needs to see that. But in any case, this is what the outside looks like. It is $26.99. I definitely think the price is worth it. You get a ton of shadows right here. If you were looking for something to replace your JSC Cremated, or you were not looking to support it to begin with, but you really like the colors, this is the way to go. I seriously think you will really enjoy it. The textures in here are really, really good. I think the quality that you get for this price is truly kind of shocking to me. I don't know how they're able to do it, but I'm super into it. A lot of people said this looked like ColourPop, and I do have to agree. This format with the big palette did remind me of ColourPop. They do have other palettes that are kind of bigger like this as well, but this is what the inside looks like. And unfortunately, the lighting in here is very strange, so you can't see a lot of the different tones to this, but there's a lot of variation that you're not seeing. However, there are also a few shades that are pretty similar. So in my opinion, I think the perfect thing they could have done was made this a 24 pan palette and gotten rid of some of those more similar shades. But it's still a great palette. I definitely think it would be a nice addition to anybody's collection if you like those tones. The next thing would be the brushes. This is a Dreamscape set. You get 5 brushes in total. I definitely think for $14.99, this is a steal, especially if you're like one of those people that you're kind of like me and you like to display stuff. Sorry, everything's falling out as I'm holding it. And you like to display stuff, you won't go wrong displaying these. Like, look how beautiful they are. I seriously could look at them forever, but I'm really into ombre and I like these colors, and if you're not into that, that may not be for you. But I definitely think that if you like the shape of brush that are in here, then I think you will enjoy this set. But I definitely think for the price, you can't go wrong because it's beautiful and it works pretty nicely. Then, probably in my opinion, maybe the best thing, although I really did like the palette, but in my opinion, this set right here, which it looks empty, but it looks like this on the inside, it is also $14.99. This is the Born to Be Natural set. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you guys, this is a steal. $14.99. And honestly, the textures remind me a lot of JSC, both the liquid lipsticks that they have and also the lip glosses. And that's exactly what these are like. And the quality is really, really good. I personally find the colors to be some of my absolute favorite. I think they've done a really good job with undertones. I think these will be flattering for most people, in my opinion. So if you like these kind of colors, which do have a pretty good range, definitely pick it up and give it a try. For me, I've got to say that I really enjoyed everything that I tried today. I really like Kara Beauty. I personally feel like they do a great job at a really good price, and their shipping is some of the fastest that's out there. Like, literally, I'll order something and it's here like 2 to 3 days later, which is crazy, especially considering all the issues there are with USPS anymore. So for me, I'm a happy camper, and I think you will be too. If you're interested in any of these items, I think you will not be let down. So in any case, I really hope that this video was helpful to you guys. If it was, make sure you leave a comment down below, like this video, subscribe, and ring the bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.